Hello YouTube fans, here again. And I'm doing the 84 marathon of action films. This is an action, it's an adventure. I say it's more of a long fantasy adventure film. But I thought, what the hell, it goes with it. That being, and I've just seen it today, NeverEnding Story. NeverEnding Story, every kid's classic. I always love the art cover of this. I always love that pretty looking princess. I love him with the snow dragon and all the fancy cheaters. Films like this, and I'm going to be open and I'm going to be honest, movies like this I miss. I miss. And as sad as it is, I even heard chat that they're planning on making a bloody remake. A remake. Give me a break. Is it bad enough Hollywood? You ain't got no imagination these days. You've got to remake every bloody thing going. This doesn't need a remake. I don't really think it needed the sequels. The second one I can watch as a time waster. The third one was a piece of shit. But this one, in my eyes, is a classic. I love it. I also love the song sang by Tatsududu, very popular 80s band in its day, you know. You can say nothing but a deep, never-ending story. I'm not going to do the rest because I'll kill it. But I always loved NeverEnding Story. I remember it back in the day, 1984. This was a smash hit. It was a smash hit, and it was a classic. It was a bloody classic. But the only thing what pisses me off about this DVD is, these are the features. Are you ready here, people? Get ready to get all excited here. Get ready to jump up and down and have a dicky fit. These are the bloody features. Wow. Original mirror thingy, never daylight, nothing, no features whatsoever. I wouldn't even mind if it had the original music video by Tatsududu, NeverEnding Story, because there was a music video in its day. I heard there was a making back in the day. What about a biography? What about the making? What about the original music video? What about the actors today talking about the experience they had when they was filming NeverEnding Story? Hell, I don't think the actors who probably did this would love to talk about this film. But no, nothing. This is the only thing that annoys me when they make DVDs. They go figging lazy. But I will give it its due. I'll give it its due. It's got the beautiful original art cover that was used to market the film back in its day. And it's been beautifully remastered. And it's in its original widescreen format, which is pretty cool. So let's go with the bloody film, because I'm going NeverEnding here. So NeverEnding Story, as we know, it starts off with this little lad. You've got the idea he's lost his mum and his dad's raising him. You get some typical Stu Boris, what are chasing him about, and he runs away. He goes to this guy that sells old books and antiques, and he sells him a book called The NeverEnding Story. So the lads are picking on him again, and he sneaks into his stool, hides into a basement in the stool. Interesting, I don't know, no basements there. And because he's hiding in the basement, he starts to read the story called The NeverEnding Story. Find out about a world called Tania, a planet sort of world. You know, it's fantasy, it's a kid's adventure. But I love it. I love the imagination in it. You know, you've got all the beautiful cheaters. You've got the snow cheater. This, to me, has a hell a lot going for it than some of this garbage they raise money on nowadays. It really does. So, you've got the idea, this evil wolf. It's destroying Tania. And if people don't believe in it, things will eventually fade away. And you've got this young Indian warrior, well-known actor. You might remember him. He paid in toll 2 days after he did this, the little boy, who was called, I remember right there, Harry Potter, before Harry Potter, in the original Troll. And he was the little kid actor that was also appeared in, I think, Packle-Sipton Actor, not the shitty remake, the original 78 one, when he was a child actor. So he's been out a lot of films and he was a kid actor. So it's interesting to see him play this Indian warrior boy. He has this beautiful white horse, and he goes after this wolf. So the lad's getting into the book, and things are happening on the way. He meets all these teachers, like the what teacher here, what eats rock and rides on a rock bicycle. He meets that Ritz, he meets that weird thing with the snail. He meets them all. It's a little bit sad here. There's a little bit where his horse goes and sinking mud, and to me, I always didn't like this bit because I thought, did they really harm that animal? Because there's one bit where that horse looks like it's in pain. It must be down to an actor because it really does look like that horse is getting hurt. They didn't hurt it in real life, but the producers and directors did NeverEnding Story. Let me know, did that horse get hurt? Because it did look to me like it was getting hurt. But it's just me. I mean, I felt it was sad. The little lad who's reading the book is crying. The lad who's lost his horse is crying. Even I'm crying. And I'm a stubborn man. And I remember watching it when I was a kid. And I was crying then and all. So, yeah, it's an interesting one. But when on the way, he meets the snow teacher there. You see there? And it fights him to the pace, Tanya off to fight the evil wolf. So there's an interesting bit. He fights the wolf. Things are fading because nobody believes in fairy stories anymore. They're all doubling up. We don't believe in Tanya and all this. So things start to fade. So you get a bit of sad music here and there, you know what I mean? But it's one of these films where you turn your brain off. You're not in your 30s. You're not in your 20s. Be a kid. There's no harm in being a kid now and again. I'm still a big kid at heart. So that's what it is. It's a fantasy adventure film for a longer audience. But you know what? Even though it has you on it, it means it's for anybody. It's for anybody to watch. So I love it. So he fights the wolf, destroys the wolf. Again, all practical effects on this CDR computer rubbish. It looks like a video game. He destroys the wolf. And he meets the beautiful princess here. Well known looking actress, quite pretty to look at in that era. Don't worry, I don't go for little girls. But, you know, if she's a little lad, you think, oh, she's pretty. And I'd say she's pretty, and she's alright, gives him the award and wants him to save Tanya, which she does. I also like the art covers in it. You know, you got him there with the horse before it sadly shrinks in the mud, if you could see it, because it's a bit figgy blurry. You got him reading the book, NeverEnding Story book. You've got it all. So, like I say, he saves Tanya. Happy ending. The lad finishes his NeverEnding Story. Definitely ended. The Stu Boris are looking for him. He finds that flying thing, what you see there, because he meets the Indian on the way. There's bits where the story starts to go into the real world, and the lad just reads the book says, this can't be happening. It's only a book. It's only a book. Because he meets the princess and all. And he fires off, and the bullies get the well preserved. You hear them all on saying, it's not over. Soon there'll be another story. It's all like the sequel bait ending, which is funny because this came out in 1984. When they did the sequel, you're talking like a couple of years later. No, like in the late 80s, 89, if I remember rightly. But it's still not a bad one. I mean, it's one of them. You're doing your brain off. You just be a kid. You think like a kid. At the end of the day, it's a state system. It's a state system. Big word for me, but it is. It's you escaping, being a thinking kid, believing in fairies and mushrooms and magical unicorns or whatever else, and just being a kid. I love the fact it's practical effects. You've got puppets there. You've got all these mystical teachers. You've got the beautiful princess. You've got it all in NeverEnding Story. And that's why I never want to end this story, because I love NeverEnding Story. It has a lot, and I mean a lot, going for it. A bladding lot. So I'm going to give it what it is. It's a classic. A 10-star rating. I love NeverEnding Story. It has a happy ending. He fires off. You get a beautiful song. NeverEnding Story. La. I won't do the rest because I'll be NeverEnding killing it. But I love NeverEnding Story. It's a classic. I can watch it now if I wanted to. Why the hell it ain't got no features on it. Pisses me off. But it's still a dudding. So check it out. And I will never end this, so I'm going to never end to say goodbye. There's some more movies, more movie reviews, and more things on the way.